Afternoon everyone, thanks for turning out today. What we wanted to do today was really get together. It's going to be one of the few opportunities we get to bring Kell and his team together before that massive night, February the 23rd in Detroit, and talk about the fight a little bit, talk about the camp, talk about the team of people that we've got working around Kell Brook for this massive, massive night. Firstly, there's been a lot of speculation in the papers as to the venue and the date, and I can tell you today that the venue is the Masonic Theatre in Detroit. It's not the Joe Louis Arena, it's the Masonic Theatre. It's a beautiful building, it's geared up for about 5,000. February the 23rd is the date, and I've got a meeting with Golden Boy this evening, and tickets will be released later this week. We've had a lot of pressure from UK fans wanting to come out, and believe me, we've been pummeling Golden Boy's emails continuously asking for when the tickets will come out, but they'll be out this week, and we'll be selling them directly from matchroomboxing.com and from the office to make sure all the British fans are sitting together for a special night for British boxing. And I want to make sure those British fans come out in force to support Kell Brook. I just want everyone in the team to say a few things about what we're doing here. I think it's a fascinating setup that Kell's got. You don't really see fighters with this kind of support and this kind of setup, and that's really attributed to Dominic Ingle wanting to make sure that Kell is prepared 100% for this fight. We've brought in a team which I believe is second to none. Certainly a team which I've never seen assembled in British boxing before. And you know, Terry, Kell's father, was instrumental in putting this team together and making the investment to make sure that the money was spent to get this team in place, because you know, these experts don't come cheap, but what they do give you is the absolute A1 preparation. So just introducing, I'm going to start down the end there, Dave Hemborough from Sheffield Hallam University. Just like to say a few words about what you've been doing with Kell, the plan, and you know, the next few weeks leading up to the fight.
No problem. Hello everyone, good morning. My name is Dave Hemborough. I'm a sports science officer from Sheffield Hallam University, and my working role with Kell is as a strength and conditioning coach. Coming in from Sheffield Hallam, I bring with me a team of sports scientists, so it's not just myself. There's a whole range of other expert specialists in the field who are experienced within boxing, but a whole range of other sports. My role directly is obviously helping Kell peak in the best physical condition we can get. He looked good in his previous fight, but we all said that he was only 70–80% there. He's going to look great within a few weeks' time. Going to be in the finest condition that boxing's seen any boxer in recent times. We're absolutely sure of that. So myself, my role is the strength and conditioning, physicality, working to help him stay injury free, be explosive, powerful, fit on the night. We've got a sports physiologist who's coming in. He's doing a lot of testing and measurements, taking a lot of minute details so we know exactly the condition Kell's in, and we can refine his training. We learned from how he responds to training previously. Fortunately, he responds very well, and that's let us train him even harder this time to get him much more fitter than his previous fight. We've got sports psychologists working with Kell to help his mental game. It means that when he comes into fight night, he's going to be raging with confidence. His mental toughness is going to be up there, and he's going to do the job. Particularly working on recovery with the psychologist to make sure he can make the most of downtime. So that's my role. That's the people I'm bringing in from the university. We're really excited to be helping Kell, working with Matchroom, working with Ingle Gym, and we're really excited for the next few months.
Thanks Dave, and to my left, someone who we all need a little bit of help from, Dave Stash, who's developing Kell's diet and basically living with him 24/7 to ensure that he doesn't creep out to have any cheeky bits and pieces, Darren Barkers. And he's got a tough job, but he's instrumental. And a few words, Dave, about what you've been doing and the route forward.
Afternoon everyone, my name is David Stacker. Like as I said, I'm the nutritionist for Kell. With him 24/7, I'm sure he gets a bit bored of me at times, but we get a good job done. My role really is to support him nutritionally in terms of making sure that he's fueled for his training, making sure that he's recovered so he can be fueled for his next training session. Obviously to make sure that he drops the weight that he needs to make the weight for the fight. Make sure that all his food's prepared, all the supplements that he's using prepared properly. Just make sure that he hits peak condition really. Yeah, that's kind of it.
And Dom?
To be honest, I don't have to do anything now. I can just sit back and say, yeah, that's right, that's wrong. A bit more there, well, that's not right.
Dom's become a great observer in all this, but I think fair to say probably one of the biggest nights of your career coming up as well.
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
good. I mean, you know, like the good thing about having these two guys on, we call them Dave H and Dave S. And the good thing is you can monitor everything that Kell does. His food, you know, Dave feeds him. We plan out a workout for him, and Dave works out the calorie expenditure, how much energy he's going to need. And you know, his performances is going through the roof. Last time we boxed, we only did it for a couple of weeks, and there was massive improvement. And you know, to say that Kell's original fight date was going to be next week on the 19th, this Saturday coming. We've got another 5 weeks to go, and the shape and condition he's in. You know, if he doesn't win that title in 5 weeks' time, there's something wrong, because the way he's trained, the condition he's in, you know, his focus, all that kind of stuff, everything's in place. He's going to America. He's going to Devon's backyard to take the title. It's going to be a big ask, you know, because going into somebody's backyard, having an American judge, it's never an easy thing. But if you read what Devon Alexander's saying on the website, this Kell Brook's no good, and he's not phasing me yet. It's the first time he's took on a strength and conditioning dietitian. That's how unconcerned he is. He's looking on Twitter, he's seen these photos of Kell Brook coming in fantastic shape, and I can tell you for a fact this guy's worried. So everything's on track. Strength-wise, Kell's a lot stronger, physically stronger. Devon Alexander likes to get in, tie people up, wrestle with them, take them out of the game, then pat them and run off again. He'll do anything he can do to win the fight. It's very rarely you see him stand and actually have a toe-to-toe fight with clean shots. He tends to take people out of stride. If he tries that tactic with Kell, Kell will just throw him off and start hitting him with bombs, a bit like Timothy Bradley did. And he's got that to be able to do that. He's got the strength, he's got the stamina, he'll be able to do it for 12 solid rounds. And if Devon Alexander's looking to hide in the corner of the ring, run round the ring and try and nick the fight, he's got no chance, because Kell Brook will corner him down and start throwing the bombs at him. He'll catch him, and hopefully, I think it's been our job to say Kell's going to stop him. It'll be a big ring, but I think somewhere around about the 10th or 11th, 12th, you'll see Devon Alexander struggling to get through those last two rounds. I think it's going to be, worst ways of points decision for Kell Brook. But like I say, he's left no stone unturned. It's the best. This is the best he's trained. We keep saying that every time. Last time he trained hard, but this time he's had so much more time. Eddie managed to get an extension when Kell was injured, which only worked in our favour. Kell cannot come in any less than 100% for this fight. And hopefully, we'll have another British champion in Sheffield. We've had Junior Witter, we had Clinton Woods, we had Johnny Nelson. We've been without a champion now for a couple of years. And it's time, Kell Brook, it's been wrote in the boxes of boxing history. We've said all along, this kid's going to come through and be world champion. It's his time. He's going to have to do it the hard way. It's not going to be like Ricky Hatton did in Manchester in front of his home crowd, or Nazim Ahmed did down in Wales. When he became it, he's going to have to go into the backyard in America and take the title. And there's very few people in British boxing who managed to do that. So hopefully, I'm not going to say fingers crossed, because I don't think it's a case of luck. It's down to hard work and discipline. On fight night, Kell's going to do the business and bring the title back.
Thanks, Dom and Kell. Biggest night of your life?
I don't think there's
I've
much
seen-
for me to say now. This is the biggest night of my life. From when I turned up in Winkerbank Gym at 9-year-old, this is all I've dreamt for. And on 23rd of February, it's going to be my night. I'm already, I'd say, the fittest, the best physical shape I've ever been in my life, and I've still got 5 or 6 weeks to go. So in that time, we're just going to progress what we've got now and become something frightening. So, for this fight, this is the fight for me. This is what I've dreamt for, what I've trained all my life for. There's no way that I'm going to go to Detroit and not come on with that world title. There's no way. I think it's my destiny. There's certain things what have happened in my life. What's I think that it's definitely meant to be. It's definitely meant to be this. Obviously, I want to thank my dad. For guiding me the best way he has, and getting me with Eddie. I think from previous promoters not pulling up and saying what they said that they're going to do. We've come to Eddie, and everything he's said he's gone and done. He's made me a star in Sheffield. We're filling arenas out in Sheffield, cracking them out. And, now everything's just been exploding from fight to fight, and now we've got the big one. And like I said, I'm gonna go out there, and I'm coming home with that IBF world title. Sheffield's gonna have another world champion, so I'm gonna bring it back.
Good man. I think this is a culmination of a great journey that we've been on over 16 months, starting at the Hillsborough Leisure Centre, where people told me very quickly that Kell Brook couldn't sell a ticket. Well, we sold that one out with 6 weeks to go. Lovemore Undo, and then moving to Ponds Forge for Rafael Djakovic. Then we decided to take Kell to America to experience what that would be like, and we knew that that would stand him in great stead for a night like February the 23rd coming up. From there, we had the great night against Matthew Hatton. 10,000 in Sheffield Arena. It surprised us all, really, how big that night was. And of course, perhaps the most important fight of his career, which was Carson Jones, which probably has turned him into the fighter that you'll see on February the 23rd, because everything came a little bit too easy for Kell Brook leading up to that Carson Jones fight. And looking back now, everybody, myself included, took things for granted leading up to that fight. It's only when you get a wake-up call like that you realise things have got to change if you want to be the very, very best. And Kell took a good look at himself, and the way he changed going into that Saldivia fight was incredible. A lot of that is down to the two Daves, but of course to Dom as well, because that was a massive change for that fight, and you saw a different animal in the ring that night, and you're going to see a further improvement moving forward. It doesn't get any bigger than this for Kell Brook. To go over to America and take on one of the best champions in Devon Alexander, and to beat him on American soil, live on Sky Sports, live on Showtime, I just cannot explain how big this is. This is life-changing. This is turning yourself into a global star overnight. And of course the money is always nice. You'll never have to worry about money again. But this is about making a legacy in a sport, doing things which other people don't do. And that's taking up the challenge of going to fight an American in his backyard and ripping that title from him. And we all believe, and speaking to Kell every day, I know more and more every day he's going to do this. He's going to go over there, he will not be denied. Sometimes in life you get people that are pure winners, and that's Kell Brook, and he will find a way to beat Devon Alexander. Interestingly, the bookies have it completely even money, which is great news. I'll probably have him 5-1 on in that case. We're going to go out there, we want massive support from the British fans, and we're going to have a great week. We're going to throw parties out there for British fans, we're going to have parties after the weigh-in, and we're going to have one hell of a party after the 23rd of February, when Kell Brook's got that red and gold belt around his waist. So we're going to break to questions now. Just two things that's important. Firstly, I want to thank Golden Boy, because when we had the meeting originally, when Kell picked up a little niggle, it was a case of we either go ahead with the fight at 60 or 70%, or we be up front with Golden Boy and tell them about the injury. We took that punt, and really, they could have cancelled the fight on us, but they gave us the extension. I want to thank Showtime particularly for helping us get that extension. And unfortunately for Devon Alexander, that's the worst thing that could have ever happened for him, because he's going to be another 30% to what he was going to be on January the 16th. And the other thing which Dominic touched on is the judges out there. All we want is a fair crack of the whip, and I'm delighted that the IBF have backed us in ensuring that we get one neutral judge, one British judge and one American judge, which was confirmed last night. So we have no problems at all with the judging system out there. I've spoke to the commission in Detroit. They seem very good, very fair people, but I don't believe we're going to hear the final bell. That's my prediction. And get ready for a special night, because when Kell Brook beats Devon Alexander, you've got a massive, massive star for British boxing, and it's a very exciting time. So we're going to break now. Any questions from the floor before we go to one-on-ones? No? We're going to go to one-on-ones. Some photos first. Thank you all for coming. See you shortly.